Welcome to T Boys TV. We're back again with another Hatter Show, obviously episode 134. And I'm not quite joined with my dad this time, so I can't say like always. But he has done a pre-recorded, obviously going into his thoughts on this game and all of that sort of thing. But yeah, it's just going to be myself. Did try and get two Brentford fans on. One of them didn't quite get back to me. And then my cousin was the other one I asked, but he is out tonight, so he can't jump on. But yeah, it's just me. It is just me in today's one. So obviously, big up to everyone that's been, liking and commenting before. But yeah, let's get into it. So obviously, we're taking on Brentford. Obviously they sit 11th. If you're asking most Brentford fans what is their aim this season, I would say it's getting the top 10. They're sort of similar to how we were in the sense of what we were like in the Championship, but they've been like it in the Prem, where they've been finishing higher and higher each season. So they want to, build on last season in that sense. Maybe even push on for Europe. They were only a game away last season, wasn't they? Pretty sure it come down to the last games, didn't it, for them to potentially get Europe. So that might be some of their aims as well. Obviously we sit 17th, as we all know. A 4-point gap, obviously, after that win against Palace, and obviously Bournemouth beat Sheffield United as well. So obviously they, that extended the gap as well in a way. Due to the sense of Sheffield United sort of pulling away again. From it. So there's that. Obviously insight going into it. Brentford have won 5 of their last 6 league games against Luton, losing 1, including a home and away wins the last time the sides met in the 2020-21 Championship campaign. Luton have lost their last 5 away games against Brentford and are winless in 10 league visits to the Bees since a 2-1 win in the second tier in 1992. So it's not a good, not a good start when it comes to hearing these stats. Luton, if you are a Luton fan, like most of you are in the chat, and some of you obviously just looking at it, probably going, wow, or listening to it, sorry. Luton have won just one of their last 37 top flight away games against London sides, drawing 9, losing 27. Beaten Wimbledon 2-1 in February 1990. They've lost both visits to the capital this season without scoring. Yeah, we don't have a great record traditionally as well, like they say there, against London sides. I remember a few over the years. The Fulham one, obviously they were high flying in the Championship. Obviously, the 7-0. QPR was a bit sticky until we beat them 3-0. Fulham, obviously, like I said, even they beat us 1-0 this season. Bit of a, it shouldn't have counted, in my opinion, the goal. Wobie handballed it in there, so we were quite unfortunate not to get a draw for me in that one. And there's been a few others, obviously Chelsea this season as well, but second game of the season, do you know what I mean? We were still getting used to the Premier League. But yeah, it's not great to hear. And then Brentford have won each of their last 5 Premier League home games against promoted sides since losing 2-1 against Norwich City in November 2021. And in the last one, after a run of 3 consecutive wins, Brentford have lost their last 2 Premier League games by an aggregate score of 4-0. They've not lost 3 consecutive league games without scoring since March 2012 in League One. So obviously a while ago now. So that's that upon that. A bit more on it. Obviously, Luton Town are back on the road on Saturday as we visit G-Tech Community Stadium to face Brentford. Rob Edwards' side are riding on last weekend's high of our first top flight home win since 1992 when we beat Crystal Palace, obviously, last week. Thomas Frank's Bees will be coming into this fixture looking to make amends for their late defeat against top of the table Arsenal last Saturday. By the way, people, did actually predict that game right, if any of you didn't see. I was very surprised that Havertz got the goal. I'm sure a lot of you are, but even he scored the other day in Champions League, didn't he? What is going on? But a bit more about Brentford. Frank has transformed Brentford since he was appointed head coach in 2018, securing promotion to the Premier League at the end of the 2020-21 season. They also, don't say it on here, but I'm going to say it, they also were similar to Luton in the sense where they got the playoffs first season, didn't quite win them, and then they done it a second year. The Bees have had a rise through the leagues in a similar fashion as the Hatters, winning League Two back in the 2008 to 9 season. So far this season, Brentford sitting 11th in their third successive Premier League campaign and have won each of the last 5 Premier League home games against promoted sides. Brentford have suffered back-to-back home defeats in their last 2 at the G-Tech. They've not lost 3 successive league games since 2012. Again, a lot of these stats are not, they're not on our side, are they? This is our first meeting with Brentford since the 2020 to 21 Championship season. Words from Rob Edwards going into it. Obviously, his stuff was released today. We recognise that this is a really difficult game. Brentford are a brilliant team. What they've done over the years has got them the credit they deserve. They're well coached, very well organised, really clear with what they want to do with and without the ball. It's a difficult challenge, but one we're looking forward to. We're in a decent moment right now. We're playing pretty well. We know we can improve, and we're working hard to do that. We've had a good week of training going into it, which is always good to hear. Last time out, obviously, you beat Palace, and I'm not going to go into that because obviously you've done that on the Hat Show. As much as I wouldn't mind going into it again. Team news going into it. Right, this is pretty interesting. So Nakamba, obviously, come back from the international break with a swollen knee. Edwards was not concerned that it'd be a long-term injury, but the Zimbabwean captain will not be available this weekend. Is a bit of a blow, but then again, we did win last week, against Crystal Palace, without him, and I thought, it could have been a bit of a sticky one, but Ross Barkley is doing very well at the moment, done very well alongside Ruddock. Again, you have to give Ruddock a lot of credit. Take out, him being a, Luton legend. And by the way, a big interview. It's called The Big Interview. Come out, and it's it's about his time at Luton. So I haven't managed. I've only watched bits. But yeah, do check that out if you are interested. It did come out yesterday on Sky, and I saw it on TNT Sports 2 as well a bit later on, like little bits. I'll definitely watch that when it fully comes out, and I can watch it and catch up. I think that quite get to watch it live, but he started in both the games. Ruddock that we've won. But obviously, this is going to be a different test, especially if it being away from home. Brentford, for me, they're not quite as good as they were last season at home, but they're still, they're still decent. You can't, underestimate them. They've still got some very good players. The midfield's good. Norgard, Jensen. I've always rated, Embuemo as well. Who else? Embuemo, Wissa. He always loves to get a late goal as well. Got to watch out for that, especially if it is similar to how Palace maybe were putting pressure on us towards the end. Brentford are a better side for me, so we got to watch out for that. But yeah, obviously, Nakamba, it's not a long-term injury. It's only a short one, but he will not be available for this game, which, at least it's not a long-term. To be fair, I didn't think it would be anyway. So obviously that's, good that it's not a long-term. And then obviously Kabore is back in contention for selection after completing his concussion protocol, which ruled him out. So that's obviously good. To be fair, the games before he obviously had that unfortunate moment out on international duties, he was doing very well. He stepped up. The Liverpool game, wicked assist. And then obviously the Man United game, he wasn't too bad in that either, to be fair. So, yeah, and then obviously Lokonga and Potts both back in full training this week, but not been ready for this fixture. It's good that Lokonga's back. Obviously, I don't know if he'll be back for Arsenal. And plus, even if he is, I'm not sure if, he can actually play because obviously he's on loan from there. Potts, obviously, going forward, I don't think he'll be at the club. It might even be gone in January. Definitely the summer, if not. Obviously January. Shout out to him. He obviously scored one of the penalties in the penalty shootout for us to come up. But going forward, I don't think he's going to be quite there. But it's good to see that he's back. For that cover. Obviously back training anyway, and then hopefully he'll be back. For more depth soon. And then obviously the usual ones that have been out at the moment, your Woodrows, your Burks and Andersons all remain sidelined. So, yep, So obviously we've got a right back for this game. Obviously we didn't, or right wing back. Sorry, obviously we didn't have that or a CDM, like a proper CDM against Palace, and we won. So it's good that we got one of them back. Um, but yeah, the officials in this one will be Anthony Taylor, which is a very interesting one. I see a lot of people talking about that. Obviously, we all know him. 101 yellow cards and 4 red cards have been handed out by Taylor across his 21 games this season. Luton last had a game ran by him when we won our first ever game in the Premier League, obviously at Everton. So, he weren't too bad in that game from what I can remember. There's maybe a few little bits, but he weren't actually that bad to be fair. Obviously, the assistant referees Gary Beswick and Adam Nunn. Fourth official Robert Madley, and then VAR you got Andrew Madley, and then Mark Perry. I wonder if Robert Madley and Andrew Madley are related. What do we reckon in the chat? You'd think so, wouldn't you? But yeah, that is that about all of that. So after saying all that, how am I feeling going into this game? Like I say, obviously it's going to be a tougher game than Palace. Again, it's away. Like I say, Brentford are not quite the same team at home, but they're still good. They're still good. You can't underestimate them. They've had the odd results at home where you've been like, whoa, like the 3-1 to Everton is the one that stands out to me. But, they will be screwing a little bit after that defeat to Arsenal because they were in the game. They did have chances to score. Ramsdale had a mare, good clearance off the line by Rice, but they were in it. A few people going, yeah, but, they were sitting back a little bit. Well, you're going to against these teams. Even if you're at home, we're going to be doing the same when we play Man City. Arsenal, most likely, but we'll still try and go at them. But definitely Man City just because of the quality they possess. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like I say, if there is a time to get something at Brentford, it's definitely now. I think it's better we're playing them at this time than say last season when they were doing better at home. I remember a lot of times last season when they were playing at home, I backed them in a lot of games. I think even when they played Man City, I said they'd draw, and they might have, or they might have narrowly lost. But either way, it's a close game. So, actually, they'd done the double on City, didn't they? They'd done the double on City. Of course they did. So, they do have themselves. Obviously, they beat Liverpool as well. I know Liverpool weren't great last season, but still, 3-1. And they done well last season in a lot of games at home. So, like I say, it's still good at home, but they're not quite the same. So, I think if there is a time to capitalise on it, is now. Also, the fact their keeper, Fleckham, a lot of their fans are not really appealed with him in goal. Obviously Rowe's gone to Arsenal on loan as it stands. And to be fair, I thought he was okay against Tottenham the first game of the season, but then after that, I don't think he's been so great. And we need to be taking pop shots. If we are to get some sort of result, we need to be taking pop shots because this keeper looks suspect. I'm not even going to lie. A lot of their fans are not really rating him. Get Ross Barkley on him. He can ping it. Townsend. I don't need to go too far to talk about Townsend bangers over the years. The Man City one, 4-3. When obviously Crystal Palace beat him, obviously he scored a wicked goal in that. I remember watching that live. So, there's things like that. We need to take them pot shots. And the problem we had in the first half against Palace was not a lot of people were in the box. We need a lot more of that going into this game. We need, like, especially Morris, because it's not really affecting the games where he's drifting out wide or not in the box. We know he's scored some really good headers in the box over the seasons that he's been at Luton, the 2 seasons. So, we need that to be happening as well and capitalise on it. I know Brentford do have Ben Mee coming back, which is quite massive. When they signed him, I did think that was a good signing, but we have got the presence up front to definitely cause stuff. Chio, fastest player in the Premier League, his pace to get in behind. Morris, I'd say, if he gets in the box more and is more of that aerial presence in the box, then he'll definitely cause anyone problems for me. Very physical player as well. And then we've even got Townsend, of course, got that experience. And then obviously we've got players to come on. Jacob Brown, what he done last weekend, poking on to the end of things. Obviously Elijah as well has looked good most games when he's come on. and Chong, Chong as well. So we have definitely got that. I won't put Ross Barkley in that category yet when it comes to, maybe, getting on to, causing that attacking spark in a way because he's been playing more sort of defensive. But obviously, as the weeks go on, I'll definitely be saying that, especially when Lokonga's back and the Camber's obviously back as well, because I do reckon we'll change formation again, and I reckon you will see, sort of what it was when we played two CDMs and then a cam and then two up front. You might see that a few times, especially at home. Away, probably not. You'll probably see this three again, but yeah, and that more sort of cover defense in the midfield as well. But yeah, that is that upon that. So what I'll get into now is the lineup. That I would go with in this. Actually, I'll play a bit of my dad's video. I'll play it up until his lineup, and then I'll give mine. So yeah, I'm going to play the video now, people.
It's worth for what it's worth. Hope everyone's cool. I'm looking forward to this game. A nice test for us because the last couple of times we've played them, especially in the championship, we've struggled a little bit. Fancy us to set up well and hopefully get a positive result. So my lineup's going to be Kaminski in goal. I'm going to have Kabore coming back in, Doughty on the left. I'm going to have Menji, Osho and Lockyer at the back. Midfield and the Camber's injured, so it's going to be Ruddock and Barkley, Chio, Townsend and Morris up front.
So yeah, that's my dad's lineup. And yeah, thinking about it, if I'm being brutally honest, I don't think I'm far off. Agreeing with that, to be honest. I think it is exactly what I would go with myself as well. So obviously Kaminski in goal. By the way, people, I did release a short today on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on that if you haven't already, people. TikTok as well. Again, make sure you follow me on that. T-Boys TV on that one. And then obviously YouTube on the other channel. I posted a short about Kaminski today. Obviously what a bargain, 2.5 million and how good he's been this season. If you were doing a bottom half, of the table team in the season so far, for me, you have to put him in. It's not really anyone else I can think of that's been as good as him. Amount of double saves he's done this season already, ridiculous. I do think last week's was his best load of double saves, just due to the fact, the first one took a deflection and the second one was just a rebound. That was an unreal save. Obviously, got in team of the week from it, from a lot of people. So, yeah, Kaminski in goal. Obviously, the back three. I'm going to agree with Menji. Definitely, again, he was very close to get man of the match for me the other day. Very composed, man, especially at his age. You got to remember, this is his first time playing in the Premier League. Obviously, he was at Man United, but he didn't, ever play in the Premier League. He played, a few Champions League games. He's doing brilliant. Lockyer, obviously it's going to be him. He did get man of the match the other day from people inside the ground and that sort of thing. I was a little bit surprised. I think Menji stood out more, but Lockyer was still decent. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, you got to go with him still. And then Osho. The only difference about that back three is Menji and Osho might switch, but it has been like that at the moment. So I'll stick with it to go like that. Osho again, didn't play his first Premier League game too long ago. Good few games ago now, and he done well. He done well straight away. Well, the Villa game, he's getting used to grips, but Liverpool game, he was absolutely phenomenal. For his second ever Premier League game, he was phenomenal. And yeah, also he's got that ability, hasn't he, of going forward and doing stuff like look at the Watford game, for example, the Sunderland playoff game. He's got that capability of scoring as well. And I believe he will do that at some stage this season. And in the midfield, obviously, it can't be Nakamba or Lokonga because they're both injured. So that's like my dad says, I'm going to have to agree with him in the sense of obviously Barkley and Ruddock. Like I say, Barkley, phenomenal. In that first half, I thought he was up there for best players. Just due to the fact, the passing, he's still, trying to get proper match fit, and he's I don't want to say he's improving game upon game because he's got that experience and we knew he was going to be good for us, but he is obviously getting more into grips of the games and that sort of thing. And his match fitness and his sharpness is getting up there. Ruddock, obviously, you've got to go with him. Like I say, obviously, no Nakamba. And like I say, Ruddock, to be fair, both the games we've won this season, he started. So, it's not that bad, is it? And then obviously the wing backs. Now, this is where it's interesting. You could go Doughty on the right again and then Bell maybe on the left. There's a lot of things you could do. You could even go Kabore, put him straight back in. And then put Bell on the left, because you might want to not overplay Doughty. And I totally get that. I was saying I don't want it to get to a stage with Doughty where he's overplaying and then he gets injured like Bell. But for me, in this one, I'm going to go with Doughty. Doughty on the left. Another thing which makes me, not want to take him out of the team at the moment as much as I don't want him to overplay is, the other day as well in the first half, a lot of the players weren't getting onto them Barkley balls in the first half, whereas Doughty was the only one that did at times. Chio every now and then as well, but Doughty did, and obviously he earned us quite a few corners as well. So it's sort of hard to take him out. And Bell, obviously on the goal, obviously he's getting used to things. It's his first game back, for a few games and that. But the goal, if he was a bit more sharper, I think he would have dealt with it a bit better, to be honest. Yeah, wicked goal, but he could have, prevented it beforehand if he was a bit sharper for me. So I'm going to say Doughty on the left, and I'm going to put Kabore back in. Like I said, last few games before he obviously had that unfortunate, moment at the international break. He looked good, got an assist against Liverpool and played decent against Man United. 2 games in a way I sort of expect him to play well in because he was on loan from Man City. But it's a wicked assist, and then Man United because again, he's on loan from City, they're rivals, and he'll want to do something sort of thing. And then I am going to go with this like three up front sort of thing. And I am going to put in Morris obviously in the middle. Even though, like I say, he's not being as effective, he's still a player you can't really drop for me. And then I'm going to go Townsend. I'm going to go Townsend again. Hopefully he does bag soon. Keep saying it and he doesn't. And then I'm not quite going to go Elijah. I'm going to put him on the bench again. I'm going to go, it's got to be Chio in it. It's got to be Chio. Again, he's another bargain. Him and Kaminsky, Chio's, affecting every game. Even a lot of games he didn't even start at the start of the season. Every time he come on, there was just something about him that just made you go, right, you've got to be starting him. And since then, he's been starting. So, got to go with him. He's got a couple of assists, a brilliant assist against Palace as well for the winning goal. And obviously, he got a goal against Forest. So, yeah, I definitely believe he'll get more assists and goals as the season goes on, 100%. And if he does carry on like this, I don't really want to say it, but it's most likely going to happen. Other teams will be looking at him, in summer. Obviously, he wouldn't go in January because he just joined. Do you know what I mean? You got to be offering us good money, but it's not going to happen in January. Summer, you don't know. It depends what happens with us as well. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's the lineup. So, it's that same as with that. So obviously Kaminsky in goal, Osho, Lockyer, Menji as the back 3, Ruddock and Barkley as the more defensive midfielders. And then obviously Doughty on the left, Kabore on the right, Chio on the left, Townsend on the right, and Morris obviously up front. So yeah, that is that. When it comes to that. So yeah, let me know what you think of that lineup. Would you go with that lineup as well? Do you think it'll work, against Brentford and that sort of thing to get a result? Do obviously let me know. But yeah, let's stop sharing that now. And then let's get on to the rest of what my dad has said when it comes to his score prediction, how he's feeling in going into this one.
So that's what I reckon it will be. Brentford are probably going to go over 4-4-3 against us. They're going to be looking to attack us, so we've got to be on our guard and stuff and look to counter them and hopefully get a positive result, like I said. So I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. And, I think that we'll be competitive. The games we've got coming up, at home, we've got some difficult games, so we need to kind of get a result here. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, and I'm going to go for Townsend to get his first goal for Luton. Take care and peace.
Oh dear, it's the way my dad mocks me, eh? Does that take care and peace. But now, obviously, big up to my dad for doing that. But yeah, do get in your score predictions. Obviously, he's gone for a 1-1, and yeah, I'll definitely take that. I'll definitely take that away at Brentford. Like I say, they're not quite as good as they were last season at home, but they're still, still a good side. It's got some good players, like I say, Jensen, Norgard, Wissa, and Buemo. They've got a good team. Obviously, you've got, defenders as well, like good defenders, like say Ben Mee, and that sort of thing. But yeah, as for my score prediction, how do I see it going in this one? Obviously, my dad said 1-1. I reckon it'll be 1-1 as well. I think it'll be 1-1 in this game. I think it'll be a very, interesting one where Brentford will, go with more attacking. It makes sense them being at home, but the counter and that sort of thing is where, we could hit him on definitely. Like I say, we've got the pace to get him behind, obviously Chio and that sort of thing. And I just want to see more of what we didn't quite see in the first half against Palace, in the sense of, Ross Barkley was playing lovely balls forward. Doughty was getting onto them, crossing them in, but no one was quite in the positions where he's crossing it in. Morris, he's not really being effective, out wide, and where he's been, dropping a little bit more deep, but we know he's very good in the air. So, I want to see a bit more of that. Take pop shots as well, because their keeper is a little bit suspect. And, we can definitely, get something if we do that for me, and, maybe even more than a draw. But yeah, that's how I see it going. Do let me know your score predictions below. How do you see the game going? And all of that. Let's go through comments. Obviously, big up to everyone that has tuned into this one. Big up to Luca. He says, hey, big up yourself, mate. Yep, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Luca's gone for a 1-1. So again, same as us, we would definitely take that. So yeah, big up to Spencer in the chat as well. Big up to David as well. It said big up T. Cold one for tomorrow. Yep. I will be doing a vlog from home, people. It'll be by myself this week. For this game. So yeah, do obviously check that out. A lot of people did on the last one as well. So big up to everyone that did. And we actually got a new subscriber from that as well. So big up for that. David says, I'll predict 2-1 to Luton, Brown and Morris to score. Yeah, fair enough. Obviously, I'll do my goal scorer. I haven't done mine yet. I'll do mine in a second. That'd be a brilliant result. I do see another thing I didn't mention there when I was talking about my prediction. If someone does win, I can see it being by a goal. I can see it being a 2-1 someone. I definitely think both teams will score. I can't see both teams not scoring, to be honest. But yeah, I could see a 2-1 either way if it's not a 1-1 draw like I predict. Luke says, I'm good, buzzing. Luton game Tuesday. Yep, no, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game, mate, for sure. The only thing I don't like about that game is the kickoff time. It is a bit annoying, but it is what it is. What can I do? And I would like to still watch along to that, people, but it's on Prime. So it's going to be behind, and the OGs will know I don't like doing watch alongs on Prime. But I will be doing another vlog from home, and hopefully I have an Arsenal fan on for that you lot would have seen on the channel before. Not going to get my hopes up too much, but I'll definitely be doing a vlog from home either way. I'm hoping we get the 3 points, but going to be hard for us. Yeah, no, 100%, mate. Like I say, they're not quite the same team at home compared to last season, but they're still good. It's still going to be a very difficult game, and it is a blessing in disguise, if we're being honest, that Tony ain't playing, because I think he would cause havoc. He's, quality striker. People won't like, his betting stuff and all that, but take that away, his football ability is, is really good, and he will go to Arsenal at some point. I'm not sure if it'll be January, but I think it'll definitely be in the summer. I think it's just obvious now at this point, isn't it? To be honest. So yeah. Spencer says 1-1, but can see it going 2-1. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I can see, like obviously I've gone 1-1, but if someone wins, I can't see it being a 2-1, a 1-goal win for either side. It's difficult to call. Like I say, if we do what I feel we can cause them threats with, which is taking them pop shots, because that keeper is suspect, and getting in the box more, like Morris and that, I think we can proper, cause a threat. Look at the winning goal against Palace, for example. Brown being in the box, what a ball by Chio to get it past 3 players like that. If we can do stuff like that more, then we can definitely get something out of this game. Whether that's a draw or a win. So you've got to look at it like that. And like I say, on the other Hatch show the other day, there's a stat where we are top of it for chances created in the box or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean. If we get the people in there, because they haven't been in there for that, then we'd score more for me. We would definitely score more goals, especially if the aerial threat Morris can possess, And obviously others can as well, Elijah to come on. Brown, like I say, obviously done it with obviously, not necessarily aerial, but, being in the box, being there. So, yeah, we can definitely, cause a threat 100% doing that. David says, I think we just got to get the ball in the box and even just shoot. What I heard, their keeper's not very good. Yeah, exactly, mate. That is literally what I'm saying. We need to do that. Morris, I say, he's not really being effective, being, in the positions he's been in recently. Whereas if he's in the box, if we're getting the chances, so we will have chances, definitely. I know we're away, but we'll still definitely have chances. And if we get, like, if Morris is in the box, Chio crossing it, whoever, Doughty, Ross Barkley, all them can cross the ball nicely. There's a few others as well. Get Morris on them, boom. Get Elijah on him when he comes in. He scores some good headers when he comes on, sorry. We can definitely possess. And we need to take more prop shots, I feel. We have, don't get me wrong, we have took quite a lot of shots from distance. This season they've been pretty poor. Quite a lot of them. I don't know if we've actually... Correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I'm not sure if we scored a goal from outside the box this season yet in the league. I'm not really talking about the Gillingham game. Even then, I don't think we did, to be honest. But, yeah, like, the keeper's not great. Like, I went on Brentford fans' channel yesterday, shout out to Steve, and he was, he don't rate that keeper that they've got, So we need to be, having the pop shots, getting in the box, causing them aerial threats 100%, and we'll definitely get something out of this game. I'll say 100%. So, yeah, that is that. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up shortly. So, obviously, this is my, preview to, obviously, the Hatch show. Like I say, obviously, to the Brentford game, sorry, on the Hatch show. Obviously, my dad, like I say, he weren't quite live on it, but obviously, there you go. You saw his prediction and his lineup and all of that sort of thing. So, yeah, man, big up to everyone that's tuned in. And yeah, all of that, much appreciated. Obviously, do smash a like if you haven't already. That'd be much appreciated. We are currently on 7 likes, so let's at least get that to 10. I know a few people watch this back on playback as well, so obviously do smash a like there. And yeah, I did try and get 2 Brentford fans on, but they weren't. Well, to be fair, one of them didn't get back to me, and my cousin is out tonight. So he couldn't do it. But yeah, obviously content coming up, a lot of content every day now, people. So make sure you do lock in. Obviously tomorrow, like I say, I've got a vlog from home. Just myself though tomorrow, not me and my dad. It's just myself. And then Sunday we will do a Hatch show reacting to this because obviously then we play on Tuesday. So I want to do a Hatch show on Monday. And Monday, I think as it stands, people, I'm going on 3 different channels. Well, 2 different channels, including this one, which makes it 3. Like Luca has said here, I'm going on his channel for a preview to obviously Luton Arsenal. And then I should be going on Mr. B's channel, went on his channel yesterday to react to this and just Premier League in general, I believe. And then obviously another Hatch show. So it's going to be a bit mad on Monday, but do obviously tune into all of them if you can. And then obviously Tuesday, like I say, I'm hoping to do another vlog from home. I definitely will be, but like I say, I'm hoping to do it with an Arsenal fan that's been on the channel before. So yeah, that is that. And then yeah, that's everything that I can think of now. Obviously, then we play City on Sunday, so I'll probably do a hat show on Friday. And hopefully my dad will be back for that one. Obviously, he'll be back for Sundays as well. And then there'll be a watch along when we play Man City, because obviously that is on Sky Sports, 2 o'clock kickoff. So yeah, and hopefully I'll try my best to get Man City fan on for that one as well. Waiting for the banter. They don't have no fans. To be fair, the one that I'm planning to get on, he has been a fan for for a while. To be fair, so hopefully that happens. I'm not going to say it definitely will, but yeah, either way, obviously me and my dad will preview it. But yeah, that's all the content coming up. So content every day up until Tuesday, and then like I say, there'll be a hat show on Friday. No, there'll be one reacting as well, actually, to Arsenal. So there'll probably be one on Wednesday or Thursday, not too sure yet. Then there'll be the preview to Man City on Friday, and then obviously a Man City watch on Sunday, and then there'll be another hat show at some point. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit mad, people. But I do enjoy it, of course. That's why I'm here. Do make sure you enjoy them as well. Well, if you're not, tell me why. You know what I mean? Tell me why. But yeah, no, big up to everyone. Big up to the regulars, of course. And like I say, obviously, do smash a like on the stream if you haven't already. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Obviously, we are currently on, obviously, still over that 1,850 mark. And obviously, do subscribe to the extra channel if you haven't already. Obviously, we did hit 100 on there the other day, as it stands, until someone unsubscribes for the banter. But yeah, there's that. And then obviously, if you do want to follow me across any of my socials, obviously links are in the description. Do follow me on Instagram, especially on the T-Boys TV. I post a lot of reels and shorts on there, from stuff from this and other content I do. Same with TikTok, T-Boys TV again. That's in the description. Do have a Twitch account as well. I do want to get up and running. Might even be a stream on there tomorrow, gaming stream. So yeah, again, check that out. So yeah, a lot of content, people. A lot of content, even on other platforms. So do make sure you check them out. Like I say, Twitch is in the description as well. All the socials are there. Most of you will know, but obviously do follow me on them if you haven't already. TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, the lot. Here, extra channel, all of that, man. But yeah, until tomorrow from the vlog from home, I will see you lot in a bit. So take care and peace. Hopefully Luton will get a result. Come on, Luton.